Welcome to the war, and thanks for joining me on my first video of 2025. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday and a happy new year. I hope everyone that got Christmas gifts they were of the gaming variety and you all got spoiled. It's been a great year for me, a busy year. My hobby output hasn't been quite as much as I would like, but that's real life, rearing its ugly head. But excited to put together a quick game and make some progress. So I'm gonna be playing another game of the Barons War. It's really the game that's caught my attention a lot of late, or even just the period. That kind of medieval period has really been a focus for me. So I've been gradually chipping away at a few things, and you'll see here I've got some new terrain pieces with the barricades that I've thrown up, and I've got those beehives over there. Still more terrain I've got that I haven't painted yet, but I'll get to it. And so I thought I'd kick off the year with a battle report. I'm going to be playing, it's a 700, just slightly over 700 points aside game. We'll get to the forces. You can see them in the top of the screen there. But the mission today is going to be, or the scenario is called Hidden Treasures. I'll explain it briefly. So there are 6 objectives put on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They're all at least 6 inches apart and 6 inches from any table edge. And the object of the game is for each side to capture the objectives. And at the beginning of every turn, we roll a dice, and if there's a 6, that objective is the hidden treasure. And then that becomes the objective through the rest of the game. The game lasts for 5 turns, and whoever's controlling that objective at the end of the game is the winner. So you can see here, I've got, just for context, these white lines of dice here. Those are actually the table edges. I'm playing on a 4 foot wide table, so I just cut 6 inches off the end like I normally do. Eagle-eyed observers will notice this is the same setup as the last battle report that I had. I haven't changed the table in quite some time, but I don't think that really matters. It's still a good table to provide or play on, and it provides some good challenges. So I'm going to get to the 2 forces, and then we'll roll for deployment. I think we'll do it in that order. So let's go take a look who'll be fighting today. Okay, for both sides, I'm doing something different that I've not tried before, but I've been watching some other battle reports, listening to some podcasts and reading some articles, and it seems that taking more than one command unit is quite preferable. I've never done that. It never really occurred to me to give it a try, but I'm gonna do that this game. So the 2 commanders are gonna be this veteran sergeant. He's gonna be leading 3 other mounted sergeants behind him. They're armed with hand weapons, and they've all got medium shields. Then over here, the actual commander of the army is going to be this knight or lord here. He's got a pennant and 6 other knights that are going to be following him. They're all rated regular, I believe. Yep. And for those that are interested, this is a mix of original Footsore metal figures and plastic Wargames Atlantic ones. I think they blend together really quite well. So happy to, and they're a joy to paint. So happy to get those on the table. Then outside of that, yes, we've got, this is a group of 8, I think they're regular spearmen, no armor. And then behind them, my freshly painted sergeants, metal ones. I know there's plastic ones coming out just shortly. Ooh, the lighting in here is not good. Have to work on that. But yeah, got 2, 4, 6, 8 sergeants there, armed with shields, armed with spears and shields. And then the green unit is going to be this unit of 9 crossbowmen. They're going to be the green unit. And yes, I still haven't gotten around to changing those crossbows. They're still upside down from the way I molded them, but I'll get around to that someday. All right, let's see who they'll be fighting against. Okay, for this army, again, I'm using 2 commanders. The 2 leaders, I should say, but the commander of the whole force is the knight mounted on the red horse there, accompanied by 2 other knights. They both got medium shields and lances. The other commander is the chap in the front there. Again, regular knights, backed up by 6 other knights. Unit of 2, 4, 6, 8 bowmen here. Unit of 8 spearmen here, and these have leather / padded armor. And then the green unit is this unit of 9 militant monks, or the warrior priests. And I have given them the shield option. I don't have models that all have shields, but I'll just keep that front rank loaded up with shields there. So they'll be facing off against them. Now, those are the 2 forces. I'm gonna roll for the deployment now, and that starts off, rolling for the actual deployment map, which is one of my favorite things about this game. So I'll do that in real time. Let's go take a look at how we'll be deploying today. All right, so there are 12 options. I'm just gonna roll a D20 until I roll a number between 1 and 12, and that'll give us our battle map. That's a 9, so, interesting. Always, we'll be fighting over these 2 triangles here. So I'll just play it that the side with the mounted sergeants is the red, and the side with the mounted knights is blue. All right, let's get deployed. Turn 1, and I decided to skip over the deployment phase just because it was really a tight set of narrow triangles that all of the units had to place themselves in. So I feel like this is going to be fought over quite a narrow frontage. Also, I read a not too well-documented rule that said when you're deploying, you've got to set up our units at least 3 inches away from objectives. I know I've played games in the past where I haven't done that. I've had units already sitting on objectives, so that's a good learning as I move forward. So again, a lot of this turn was really about units moving on to the objectives that I'd set them up 3 inches away from. So I'll start on this side. I'm going to figure out how we're going to refer to each of these sides, but we'll start over here. Straightforward enough for the spears here. They moved down to the objective. The knights moved over here onto that objective. The sergeants moved up to the hedgerow, and the crossbows are basically kind of covering them. I'm thinking in the next turn that the sergeants will be able to traverse over the hedge, and then I'm going to see what I'm going to do with these knights, whether I have them sit there or have them move off and move on. And then just over on the right side, or their right side, the mounted sergeants moved around the building to be able to catch there. So that's sort of your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units for this side. Now, on the other end of the table, simple stuff here. This unit of spears captured the objective over by the beehives. The monks or priests moved on to the objective there. The knights, or the foot knights, moved across. And then the only other action other than a move was this unit of archers or bowmen. They used their Every Bloody Sunday rule to move on to the objective and then shoot. They shot at the foot knights here before those mounted knights moved, but didn't do anything. You can see here with the objectives, they used their second objective to defend. Even though they were weary, they were able to defend those shots. And then the 3 mounted knights after that shooting moved over here. So I think they're going to push a little bit of a challenge over onto this side with the mounted sergeants there, or they could alternatively, I guess, charge over here. It's just, this seems to be probably the toughest unit of foot, just because they've got the character and the extra soldier there, so they're pretty tough. Anyway, this means that after turn 1, this side's got 1, 2 objectives, and this side is holding 1 objective there, 1 objective here, and a 3rd objective over here, which leaves just this objective by the cross as the last one. So at the beginning of turn 2, I'll start to roll and see if we roll any 6s to find the hidden treasure so far on the table. All right, let's move on to the second turn. Okay, turn 2, and it was a devastating one. This unit of longbowmen took a first order and was able to fire on the mounted sergeants over here, and they were able to kill 2 of them at close range, and then they were given another order by the retiring knights on horseback over here, and they fired at the knights on foot here and were able to kill 4 of them. So certainly, you know, an important move there. Outside of that, other pivotal development, while all objectives were held, you'll notice there are no more tokens on the table. That's because the militant monks over here rolled a 6. So that is the objective at the end of turn 2 that everyone's going to be playing for. So it's going to be a real tough slog, I feel like, for this bunch of warriors to get over there, but they're going to do their best. Hopefully they can get there in the next 3 turns. So outside of that, we've got, you know, their best hope was really going to be the mounted sergeants, but they're a severely depleted unit. And then we really got the rest of the force over here just waiting for them to come on. Hopefully this unit of crossbows can funnel through. I think they could be a difference maker, certainly at range. And then, yeah, the sergeants here were able to clear the hedge, but again, they're really gonna have to proceed post haste to get over to the battle. So yeah, really, this is gonna be a tough block of people to get through in the battle, but we'll see how it goes. On to turn 3. Turn 3, and it's an absolute weary fest for this side of the table. So probably the most important thing to start off with is the commander's unit was severely depleted. Again, just taking a ridiculous amount of casualties from the bowmen over here, who are, you know, they're using their own action to shoot, and then they're being given a commando action to shoot. It's making them weary, but again, they're just wreaking a terrible toll on this unit. So thankfully the commander's still alive, but he actually broke and then had to rally. Outside of that, both this unit of spearmen, the unit of crossbows, the unit of sergeants with spears over here, and the unit of, or the remaining unit of 2 sergeants over here, all used run actions to move up as fast as they can on the objective there. Outside of that, I did find it interesting. I'm calling this area terrain, like rough terrain, and I read a rule that no mounted units are able to enter area terrain like that, which seems a little silly to me, but we'll play it as it's written this time. So that, yeah, that's kind of the situation that's going on over there. Outside of that, on the other side, the monks are kind of acting, they've moved off the objective, but they're kind of acting as a speed bump to the sergeants there. The mounted knights and the commander are really taking the command position in the center, with the unit of foot knights and that unit of spearmen really kind of just forming a bulwark back there. The bowmen probably are not going to survive another round, or they're going to have to pull back if they do in the 4th turn. But again, these guys are really just going to have to run if they're going to make it at all. This is a 5-turn game. There's 2 turns left. I mean, doing the math, it's probably not quite likely they're going to have enough inches to get over there, but we'll see. And I think also importantly, getting the commander here moving up rather than skulking up the back is going to be an important move. So there we go. I think if there's anything else important that happened, I don't think so. So we'll move on to the 4th turn. At the end of turn 4, it's all to play for, because on this side of the battlefield, the monks were able to pretty handily see off the veteran sergeant on horseback, and the real focus of the battle has been here in the center. So outside of the regular shooting activity that's happened between the crossbowmen and the archers over here who've had to withdraw while taking casualties, the real center of the fight was between this unit of sergeants and the foot knights. The foot knights charged the sergeants after they'd already battled or made an action, but miraculously, the sergeants really didn't take any damage at all. Didn't dish any back. Obviously, they had to take an action, but in the subsequent turn, the foot knights then charged in and were able to cause a casualty. But really, I think depending on how the initiative plays out in the next turn, if the Foot Knights get the initiative, they could pass the morale check and charge the Mounted Knights who are parked here on the objective. Now, I don't think the spearmen are really, or this unit of spears here is really going to have much to do with the battle. I think the foot lord over here, he's probably going to be most useful for dishing out an order, and hopefully the crossbows can rally. Although again, they might have already played their part in the battle. But while this side of the force has definitely taken more casualties by far, this side's only lost taken 4 casualties, three bowmen and one of the monks, but they're in far better shape. So I think it's unlikely in the last turn of the game that they're able to pull this off, but it's not a complete wipeout like I thought it was going to be. Having this objective be found so deep in this side of the force's territory really has made a difference. And again, just the deployment, the way the things are all laid out, it's fascinating to see how these things play out differently every time. But so far it's an exciting battle. So let's tune in and see what happens in the last turn. Turn 5. Turn 5, and while they gave it their very best try, it was just an insurmountable mountain to climb to get over to this objective, the hidden treasure. So basically, for starters, I also miscalculated in the previous turn. This side of this force, again, I never really thought of a name to describe them, but this side, they never were able, even if they got the jump on the initiative, were able to do anything because they had to use a mandatory move to try and rally the crossbows. They failed. They kept running the broken crossbows here, and in response, the Foot Knights charged into that unit of sergeants that was here where the monks are now occupying. And after 2 activations, were able to finally get them off the table, or well, the remaining 2 running off over here. The spearmen, then this unit, they were able to move up and cause some more damage on the Foot Knights there. You can see they've got that morale of 4. So they really kind of made a difference there. But then I really feel like the Mounted Knights just were kind of overlords, overseers of commanding everything here. They really didn't get their hands dirty at all. They just commanded the militant monks over here to come charging in, just to really cause, again, that speed bump on the spearmen here, and it worked. They were able to hold them back. So yeah, end of the game, pretty firm, convincing win for the Mounted Lord over here. He did a really good job. I think probably unit of the match, the real difference maker, were the bowmen, who just really did a number, being able to pick off targets, use additional commands. I feel like in this game, I really over-indexed on allowing units to get weary. Just giving them those extra activations, it really kind of mounted up more than I'm used to, but I can see the benefit of doing that here and working. And then just in terms of like the casualties, you can see on the side of the table. So that's what one side took, and this is what the other side took. So again, not really a lot of a contest but again, I really do think also having that objective be revealed so early on, so deeply in that side of the force's territory, really to kind of make the difference. So a fun game. Again, I really do enjoy playing this game. I feel like I learn the rules better with every game, which is, not always easy when you're solo gaming. You don't really have the chance to bounce ideas off or get corrected. You kind of just got to go with the flow. But also really understanding the nuances of the game. And really, I'm having an appreciation and enjoyment for how it's all working, how it all plays out. It was a lot of fun. I do think I would like to play just a stand-up fight between, 2 forces, probably in my next game. I'm not sure when I'll get around to doing that, but I think, having these objectives, and again, where we're really just focused on pushing or funneling troops through to get to an objective, it's fun sometimes, but I kind of just want to have a fight, a good fair fight, where they're both, these units of mounted knights and that unit of spearmen up there on the top right, they're more involved. This is a close, in terms of casualties, this is a closer battle. Anyway, I'm rambling now. So I'll call it a day and get this tidied up, but I hope it was fun to watch, and catch you again soon.